Leo, hi, welcome to my channel. So today we have a reading for you, no particular subject. We're going to do my version of a Celtic cross. At the end there will be an opportunity for an extended where we'll dive in deeper. You can watch this for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, North Node, or if any of those planets are currently transiting your 5th house. I had to think about that one. This could be for you. All information's in the description box. Thank you, however you support the channel. Cross watchers, you're more than welcome. Let's dive in. Leo, what's going on? We have one more to do. What do we got? We have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is something impulsive. I feel like somebody's words are gonna haunt them. I don't know whether this is you or whether this is something from the past. He's heading towards the past. The Knight of Swords tends to be an energy that runs away. So whether this is running away from an uncomfortable conversation, it feels like something's coming back round. Okay, crossing you. Root to the matter. Okay. Recent past. What you want. What's coming in. Okay, it's like you want to skip something here. I think full honesty is required of yourself. There's going to be an encounter with somebody that's going to force an emotional self-evaluation. How that looks, I don't know. It's like you don't want to do this part. This doesn't have to be dramatic. This could be like, skipping something in the sense, when you're in a gathering, or everybody introduce yourself, say something about you, say your name, your date of birth and something about you. No, I'm not interested. It could be something as simple as that, or it could be something where you don't want to face something about yourself. I almost feel like you've glossed something over. It's like, skip over me. And the universe is going, no, because this is part of something bigger that you need to see. Very interesting. How you see yourself. How others see you. Or this could be somebody else trying to avoid it. No, I think, well, like I say, it could go either way. Advice. Ah, interesting. Potential outcome. We have the 10 of Pentacles. This could be family related. With the Ace of Cups, the 6 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, the High Priestess, the 4 of Cups. So, we have the Knight of Swords. It feels like an avoidance, something that's running away, or not wanting to talk about something, or not want to acknowledge something. It's like when people try and dismiss. If someone's dismissing your emotions, that's not good. Crossing you is the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is pain we carry, sadness, grief. Root to the matter is the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords talks about it. Most relationship problems, and this doesn't have to be romantic, is communication. And there's just something about, it's like somebody's avoiding wounds, but purposely avoiding a wound, or trying to change the subject in a situation. It's like the universe is going, no, we're not skipping over this. It needs to be brought to attention. Recent past is the 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups is Saturn in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces demands we practice what we preach. So, Piscean energy is that of, the martyr. It could also be the energy of spirituality, the growth, that aspect. And Saturn, while it's transiting that, is really demanding that we look at these things. Now, Pisces rules your 8th house. Your 8th house is intimacy. Your 8th house is how you connect with others, how you deal with shared resources, all those death, sex, taxes, inheritances, the house of taboo. This could be avoiding a taboo conversation. And taboo can be anything. It could be societal taboo, it could be personal taboo, I don't know. But it's like somebody's avoiding a conversation here, but it's a really important conversation that needs to happen. What you want is the Hermit. And there's something about just this big bright light shining over your head. You don't want to see this, or somebody don't want to see this. And what makes me laugh is the Hermit is card 9. You guys, the Strength card is card 8. It's like, well, we'll jump straight to the Hermits. I'll go later. And I don't know why, but the universe is saying this is a golden opportunity. So the Ace of Pentacles is coming in to show you something, but it's something you desperately, desperately are trying to avoid. And I think you're avoiding it unnecessarily, because whatever it is, it's probably so much smaller than what you're energetically building up. It feels like a conversation. How you see yourself is the King of Swords. So we've got the King and Queen of Swords here. It's a conversation. And it's a conversation either you're dreading, it feels taboo-like, it could be family related, it could be financial related, I don't know. But it's like it's an avoidance. How others see you is the Ten of Swords. The others see you as something that's done and buried. It's not receptive. Ten of Swords is the Sun in Gemini, is a card of endings. Somebody feels closed off because you weren't open to some sort of communication or awareness. We'll call it awareness. And it's prompted something to walk away, whether that was you or whether that was somebody else, I don't know. You know your story better. Your advice is the Ten of Wands. Now the Ten of Wands again is Saturn in Sagittarius. So Saturn here, and I did a Sagittarius reading October, November, I can't remember. And I actually entitled it, Saturn Demands We Practice What We Preach. And there's something here that's not being practiced. So where in your life do you give advice and not practice it? Where in life do you embody something on the surface but don't practice it? There's something here that's building up and building up and building up. Whatever this is, whatever this avoidance is actually now turning into a physical manifestation. It could be pressure in your back. There's an emphasis here on the spine. So this could be feeling of not, feeling flexible in your back. Maybe, your posture's struggling a little bit. I don't know. But it feels like it's a build-up of whatever has been avoided. The outcome is the Knight of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Two of Swords. I think the Knight of Wands is coming in and is going to just say it, blurt it out, a conversation. It could be someone just like saying, I can't do this avoidance of talking. Here's my cards, I'm putting them on the table. It could be calling you bluff on something, and you're going to have to deal with whatever this energy is. Like I say, it could be quite unpleasant, but ultimately rewarding when we bring awareness to it. This could be so many different things, it's impossible to narrow it down. It feels like it's something to do with possibly emotions, because you've walked away from something here. It could be that you're avoiding true intimacy because of pain of the past, which is just fear of repeated patterns, and all that basis is on fear of your own vibration, your own frequency. If you've done the work, energetically, you're not going to draw in the same crap that caused the pain in the first place. Everything is the law the laws of the universe. It's the Hermetic principles. Your frequency dictates your reality. And if you work so hard on yourself, you're not going to repeat these patterns. But avoiding that next stage of sharing or getting intimate or whatever this is just keeping things at bay. And the universe is going, you're going to miss out on something very, very positive here with this continued behavior. And somebody's calling you bluff or throwing the cards on the table. Again, this doesn't have to be about another person. This could be completely internal, where you see your reaction to something. It happened to me at this yoga teacher training. If any of you are interested, watch the first one I did when I came back. I called it something like frustration, delays, etc., etc. And I realised I was living out my father's Chiron wound, and that's an ultimate thing. I as much as I teach, when I do private reads, one of my main things to look at is Chiron, and I realised in that moment that not only do you have to deal with your own personal Chiron, but all the Chiron of your caregivers, whether that's your teachers, whether that's your parents, whether it's your grandparents, whatever it is, their wounds dictate their behaviours, and everything is learnt. And you know, we get programmed essentially by repeating patterns of other people. And there's just something here where my download was, oh Jesus Christ, my pent up repressed anger, because I didn't deal with anger. I did deal with anger, just in a terrible way, but it was all learned behaviour from watching my father. So quite interesting. And his, like, we've got 2 10s here. His Chiron's in the 10th house. His dealings with authority, his dealings with superior, bosses, things like that, masculine energies. It's quite an interesting take for me. But there's just something, there's 3 10s, 10 of Pentacles. So there's something that you're just avoiding. In fact, the only thing that you're avoiding here is the 10 of Cups, it's emotions. So we've got the 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, but it's that emotion aspect. So we're going to check out the Strength card to see why you want skipping. We're going to check out this Chariot, because I want to see the Chariot in the Osho Zen deck is called Awareness. And when we bring awareness to something, everything shifts. Interesting. Other than that, yeah, that'll do. 10 of Cups is with the Queen of Cups and the 7 of Swords. This is not expressing emotions. This is a blockage due to unexpressed emotions. In fact, I was reading about that. What is it? It just, well, it makes sense because you're fire signs. But I had something similar with Aries the other day. Unprocessed grief and suppressed emotions. Ever cried during hip stretches? That's why. So hips are definitely a potential issue here because of some sort of unprocessed grief and suppressed emotions. Jaw, repressed anger and unspoken words, clenching at night. Your body is holding back what needs to be said. Chest, heartbreak and deep sadness. When emotions aren't fully felt, they sit here waiting to be released. That's about it from that. But do your own research into any sort of physical pain that you've manifested here, which is happening in the 10 of Wands. Could be just muscular, could be anything. But it will have an emotional source attached to it. Check it out. Google what's the emotion attached to, sore ankles. It's usually depending on which side, right or left, whether it's mother left, father right, or masculine, feminine. Doesn't have to be the mother or father. It could be, fear of taking a step forward in life. Who knows? Strength is with the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. You don't want to appear weak, whereas weakness is actually a strength. The paradox of spirituality. Our greatest weaknesses always turn into our greatest strengths eventually. But there's a fear. There's a fear of being truly seen. But truly seen turns you into spiritual growth. Truly seen turns you into that lion. But for some reason, and again, it could be definitely something linked with the parents, the Emperor and the Empress straight afterwards. It's holding you back. So where's awareness? Let's see where Chariot is. It's with the Ace of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. It's holding on to old beliefs tightly. It could be financial, it could be material, whatever it is, you're not letting go. And again, hands and gripping, that came through in that reading as well. And it was control issues and overwhelm. It's a sign of not trusting the flow in life. It's like if you've got this potential image that if somebody truly saw you, you wouldn't be accepted. And the universe is here saying you will. Two of Swords is the moon in Libra, new romantic cycle begins, but more importantly, a win-win outcome is forecast. Final card, Knight of Pentacles. Keep digging for that gold. You know, there's the universe is planting these seeds for you to fully emerge on the other side of this. If you embrace this, you're going to see a significant shift. Because what's quite interesting as well, energetically, I've spoken many times, forgive me if I'm repeating myself. Energetically, we've got to meet in the heart space. Magnetic or magnetism, electric energy, lower chakras, magnetism, higher chakras, electromagnetic energy, heart center. So there tends to be, if we're focused on the feminine energy, if we're focused on the etheric rather than the grounded reality, we tend to get blocked at the throat, not expressing our truth. If we're predominantly in the lower chakras, if we're predominantly in that sort of masculine energy of do, trying to just create stability all the time and not embracing our full capacity, we tend to get blocked at the solar plexus because we try and control every single outcome. And this Five of Pentacles is quite interesting because there's a Five of Pentacles below, Five of Pentacles above to make the Ten of Pentacles. So whatever is blocking the higher chakras being the throat, is speaking your truth, or embracing this emotional aspect of yourself, or it's letting go of control by breaking free from that. It feels all connected. I get the impression this conversation might be uncomfortable, but it's completely necessary to emerge for that next stage of your life. I'm just going to cut the deck. Five of Swords, Venus in Aquarius. This is something to do with your relationships, because this is the Empress meets the Star card, but Aquarius rules your 7th house. Now, I did a reading several weeks ago. It came in your extended, then I did it as a collective. Five of Swords represents Isis, Osiris, and Set. Isis and Osiris were the epitome of Empress Emperor energy, masculine, feminine, the divine marriage, and Set was the evil brother who got in the way. Set is the block between the feminine and the masculine within your body. What is your Set was the main talk of the spread. This is Set, something you're avoiding. The pain that you're avoiding. Two of Swords, win-win outcome is forecast. Crossing your Three of Swords, put them together, Five of Swords. This is your Set. Set is the block. The block is something you are avoiding. It's about intimacy. It's about your true feelings about something. And it's like you miss a beautiful pearl if you ignore this. Okay? In your extended, I get the impression something is just going to happen. This Knight of Wands is just going to come in and kick your wound. So I'm going to take the energy of this Knight of Wands, what we know, what we don't know. If you can join me, fantastic. If not, let me know if it resonates. We have Saturn in Libra, Saturn in Pisces. We have Virgo, Sun in Gemini, Saturn in Sagittarius, Mercury in Taurus, Moon in Libra, Mercury in Virgo, Sun in Scorpio, Cancer Pisces, Moon in Cancer, Venus in Virgo, Leo, Jupiter in Gemini, Taurus, Libra, Swords, Cups, Pentacles, Wands, everyone's here. Those of you stand out, let me know. Take care. See you soon.